My name is JT, and this is a story about how I built my homestead. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of JT Time. JT here. We're back here at the house. If it looks like I've done a little bit of work, it's because I have. A lot of stuff happening at the same time, so I didn't get the chance to start the video a little bit earlier than I wanted to. But introducing it now, let me go ahead and show you what we are doing today and what I've already done today. The first thing I want to show you is, look at this garden. So I weeded all this out, so the bed's a little bit cleaner now. You should have saw it beforehand. It had a lot of this grass in here, and it was just kind of overrun essentially by weeds because I've been neglecting it. But what I have also been neglecting, and it seemed to work, was this honeydew plant. So if you remember a few episodes ago, I had more or less tilled up this raised bed, and I mixed in the mulch to kind of help break down the clays a little bit more, and I guess just make the soil in this bed a little bit less clayey, because clay is pretty hard for root growth, root development for a lot of plants. And at the same time, I took a chance and I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna stick the same plants I had in to that same soil, and you know, if they survive, they survive. If they don't, they don't. So I wasn't expecting them to survive, and for the most part, my expectation was correct. Most of them did not survive. Most of them ended up just doing this pretty much. So that's one of them right there. That's another one over there. There's like one right there, and another one right there. But you can tell they're just crap, like they didn't do anything. But the honeydew survived, and the main reason why the honeydew survived compared to the rest is because I didn't pull that one up. I more or less just left it there and kind of tilled the soil close to that area, but around that area. But I didn't touch that one though. Now, is that the reason why all the other ones died? I don't know. I'm not a professional gardenist. But one of them did survive though. This one survived right here. You can see it's still struggling. It's still in the early stages of development so far. But you know, that honeydew looked like that at one time as well. And now look at what it looks like now. It's all up on the trellis. There's a few other melons right there. Those may not survive. I don't know. I'm not over here to look at it, so I'm just gonna take what I can get. But the fact that I have 2 honeydew melons right there makes me really excited. The unique thing about these honeydews is that I actually bought this at Whole Foods. The honeydew was very, very sweet, and it was so sweet compared to the other honeydews that I've had in the past that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna keep the seeds on this guy and see if I can plant them. So sure enough, here we are, fast forward a year or two, and the plant's doing really well. So I'm hoping that these honeydew melons are the same level of sweetness as the ones that I had at the store. In addition to that, they're organic, which is nice. So a little bit of history there. So I'm really done with the garden now. So I won't be touching this. The next thing that I did was, if you remember in my last few videos, I ran out of wood. So cha-ching, I have all my wood now. This is about half a cord. For those of you who don't know what a cord is, it's the way people that sell large volumes of wood describe a amount of wood, essentially, or split wood. And I don't know why they call it a cord, but I do know a cord is typically, it's not always like this, it's 4 feet in width, 4 feet in height, and 8 feet in length. So it's pretty big. So this right here is equivalent, since it's half, it's equivalent to 2 feet of width, 4 feet of height, and 8 feet of length. So that's roughly about what they gave me. That's why it's all filled up. Usually I only buy a quarter cord anyways, but my guy that usually I buy it from, he's a good 45 to 1 hour away from me. So I called him up or messaged him, and he didn't have any wood for me. So I was a little disappointed about that, so I did some shopping around, and this gentleman is a little closer to me. He delivered for a little fee, and that saved me a lot of time, so I was like, you know what? If you're offering me almost the same price, a little bit more than what my previous guy did, and it's a lot less trouble to have the wood just delivered to me. And he helped me stack it into my little jig here, my little setup. So that was money well spent. So I'm happy about that. That amount of wood is probably gonna last me, maybe if I aggressively smoke, maybe about half a year or so is my best guess. But we're looking to be in the house in about 6 months or 7 months from now. So I'm hoping that once we get in the house, I can start smoking a little bit more frequently than I have been in the past. But I've actually been pretty good at smoking because I've been smoking the stuff out here and working out the house at the same time. But I'm giving up on brisket, or I'm giving up on brisket and giving up on shoulder. Those take way too long. It's way too hot out here. I can't stay that long at the house, but I can still do ribs. So I bought myself some beef ribs, and we got some from the farmer as well. So I have a set from the farmer and a set from the butcher. Surprisingly, they're both the same price. So I'm like, I think the farmer's gonna be better. So if it is, I'm just gonna go to the farmer and get my ribs from now on. I'm gonna smoke those two in another future episode. That's not happening today because we're still waiting on the farmers. But the rest of today, I have maybe it's about 10 right now. So 11, 12, 1. I have about 3 hours, and let me show y'all what I'm planning to do. Actually, I'll just meet you inside. All right. See you soon. All right. So we are back inside the house. I hope the lighting is good enough for you guys to see me. But I am here because we are about to do mechanical work. I got the HVAC crew coming in this coming week, and they should be able to knock out this entire house in about a week. So hopefully we'll have the rough-in inspection, which is the inspection that they do before we sheetrock the house. And there's other inspections too on top of that, but they'll have a rough-in for the plumbing, not the plumbing, but the HVAC system first, and then we'll do 2 more inspections, and then we'll be able to sheetrock. So exciting. The house is actually gonna look like a house. So, not that it doesn't look like one now. I just, a lot of people don't have the imagination that I have and my wife has. So when they walk into our house and see our house, they're like, oh man, I don't know what this house looks like. I can't imagine it. But once you see the sheetrock up, it really, really starts coming together, especially when we get the floors in, the tile in. So that's gonna be exciting to do. And we're doing a balancing act too. So some of the stuff I'm gonna outsource, some of the stuff I'm gonna try to do myself. So we'll see what I have time to actually do, because we're really trying to get into this house right now as quickly as we can, because we just, everything happening in life right now. So, and I'll update you guys on that later. But for now, why are we inside the house? I made a mistake. I make lots of mistakes, actually. But I made a mistake that I know is gonna bite me in the butt later on. So I'm gonna fix it now before we get inspectors to come into this house. So I need to fix this before we get the HVAC inspection done, because I don't want them to catch this while they're inspecting that and pretty much not give the green light for the mechanical guys, because I'm paying them to do their stuff. They shouldn't be at fault for something that I've done. So what are we talking about? The kitchen vent right here it's a inline vent. So I explained to you guys what I did up there already. And this particular vent, it's an exhaust vent, and it's exhausting hot heat out of the house. So there's something in the IRC, which is International Residential Codes, which defines how to build houses, which is something that they've adopted here in the Southeast Texas area. And I have to abide by those rules and codes. So I should have read the codes first, to be honest. It's pretty clear cut in there. But I didn't, so, now I'm sitting here redoing work that I've already done. Yay me. So I, per code, I'm not allowed to have flexible duct as that system of transportation for that exhaust air. Reason being, if you exhaust air that's hot, that's greasy, out of your kitchen, you don't want it to accumulate on flexible duct, because flexible duct a lot of times is made out of some kind of plastic material. It also has ridges on it which can catch that air and make it accumulate even more. And at the end of the day, it's a fire hazard, guys. So you shouldn't be doing that. So what they recommend inside of it is you need to have some kind of rigid pipe. I think you can do PVC, but I don't know why you would do PVC. Actually, no, I'm gonna say no go to that. I don't think they allow you to do PVC pipe as a exhaust vent. I think I should have read the codes before I made this video, but I mean, you can just look it up. Exhaust piping for residential houses in the IRC, or International Residential Code. It's steel pipe, galvanized pipe, or aluminum pipe. I believe that's what it is. And what I have, or what I purchased, was aluminum pipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and fabricate that, remove that, and reinstall with the piping that I want to replace it with. And I'm gonna do it the exact same way. So let me go ahead and get up there and get started. So I'll see you guys here in a little bit. I did bring my shoulder strap, so I'll give y'all little clips of me working through it as I remove it and stuff like that, and we can fast forward that video because it's probably boring to watch me do that. See y'all soon. All right, guys, so here we are at the mistake that I made. So let me go ahead and start working on getting all this stuff cut out pretty much, which, man, sucks. Oh well, it is what it is. And then remember, I have to remove this too. So I'm gonna remove this first, and then I'll worry about that later. All right, guys, so this is the idea that I had. I can't execute it this time around, so I'm just gonna not execute it and just leave it there the way it is. The reason why I can't is because I don't have a duct crimper. Continuing on. Technical difficulty there. This just doesn't fit on well enough for me to screw in kind of what I need to screw in to get this in place. But this is kind of the general idea right here. It goes on, it goes up to a 90 degrees, so I can kind of swivel this so that it fits, and it kind of goes down straight to this vent. And this is all gonna be hard duct right here as well. So we'll do hard duct, and then, or pipe duct pipe, and then duct pipe here too. And I'll probably end up needing 2 elbows here to go from here to kind of where the kitchen vent is at the end of the day. It kind of sucks I need to buy so many of these little angles to kind of get it in the right plane, but it is what it is. I'll do what I need to do to get it done. So that's it for this part. I'm pretty much done here. I'm not going to continue on with this until the next episode, whenever I have the tools that I need to execute this, which will probably be in about a week or so. So I'm gonna go and paint outside. So I'll meet you guys out there once I put everything up, okay? See y'all soon. Hey guys, so we are back outside. I am taking a little snack break. Even though I haven't gotten much work done yet. I got the ladder set up. I got the paintbrush set up. So I'm gonna just continue painting the trim. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done today. I'm hoping I can get at least the front facade done, and then that way I can have maybe one more day of work for the right side of the house, and then I can start spraying, which will be nice, because once I tape everything off and spray all the siding, man, the house is gonna look, at least the outside of it's gonna look really complete, which is nice to see. It'll look like there was progress going on. So we'll see how much I can get through today. Let me finish this quick snack. It should take me maybe 5 minutes or so to finish this snack, and I'll start painting, and I'll show you guys a little bit of the progress as I'm going through, and we'll kind of end the video there. I got about another 2 or 3 hours here, so hoping for the best. See y'all soon. Alright guys, so back at it again. Hope y'all enjoy. All right, so we've come to the end of the day. It's about 1 o'clock right now. It's very hot, but I did manage to finish majority of the house as far as painting this fascia board and trim for a lot of the windows. So let me show you what I did, and I'll close out the video. We'll start with the front. I did the rest of this upper section here, these upper sections as well. I did the trim pieces. I actually did the windows over on the other side of the house, so I should have just knocked out a little bit of it here, and I kind of stayed away from the actual edge of the window, and I just did part of the trim. You'll see what I mean when we get over there, but I figured might as well do a little bit of that coat now before it gets harder for me to do later. It's just, I'm already here, let's just knock it out. So I did the door, I did most of this right here. I tried to stay away from the wood because I don't want to have to touch that up again or clean it up. So knocked out that trim, knocked out all of this trim right here, that trim right there. You can see I started doing the windows here, so I did the left and right, left to top, knocked out all of that top part, and then even up there on the double gable, I knocked out all of that down to here. I knocked out this entire side, did the windows. You can see how I didn't touch the very edge towards the window because I'm trying to keep the paint off that. I might end up just painting in white, but I don't want to commit to that yet until I talk to the wife about that. So I'm knocking out a lot of, I knocked out a lot of the top, base, trim, and pretty much I'm done with this first coat, more or less. It's not perfect. I didn't intend on it being perfect. I just really wanted to kind of start the trim work so that it's less touching up for me to do when I actually go back and finish painting the hardy siding or the hardy boards. So my plan now is to start taping. So I'm going to start taping up all this trim. I'm going to tape up all the windows, the doors, pretty much tape everything around the house, and then I'm gonna get the paint and we're gonna knock this whole side out pretty much. So I'm gonna knock all that out, then we'll rip off all the tape, and then we'll touch up the trim afterwards. The reason why I did it in this particular order is because my fear was that if I did the hardy board first and then did the trim afterwards, little drops would hit the hardy board, and I don't want to do that. So, and on top of that, it's easier to paint the trim than it is to kind of get the little corners of the hardy board. So hopefully this was the right choice. I don't know, I'm learning as I go, so we'll see. You know, you never know. I've learned a lot through doing a lot of this stuff, and a lot of the work I'm doing so far feels repetitive. Probably because it is. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I'll catch you guys next time on JT Time, and I'll see y'all real soon here on JT Time.